Hey, Happy New Year 2024. And I am back after a pretty long break from doing videos, which is okay, sometimes needed. And definitely back from a nice break from being at work and having the holidays. So I hope everybody had, however you celebrate, whatever you celebrate, hope everybody had a great holiday season and a good new year. So usually I do a question from the question box and I randomly pick a question. But sometimes there's older ones that get mixed in, and so Beth has kindly pulled one out for me, trying to get to some of the older questions that have been around. And so we're going to go with it. So let's read it. I hope I can read it. Okay, here we go. In the Body Keeps the Score, which is a great book, by the way. Bessel van der Kolk, he's the author, says, probably the most important challenge in recovering from trauma is learning to regulate oneself. We can activate this innate capacity by utilizing breath, touch, and movement. With craniosacral therapy, which is the hands-on work I do, there is touch and movement of energy. Could intentional or purposeful breathing be beneficial during CST as well? The answer is breath is always good. Whether you're doing CST, whether you're shopping for groceries, whether you're walking the dog, the ability to pay attention to expanding into diaphragm, into slowing things down, is such an important piece of healing, of body work, of being in dealing with trauma. Absolutely. How we can regulate ourselves. Breath is such an important part, and in my practice that I do outside of here, Sundo Wellness, Cook Sundo is the name of the practice. It's breath is the foundation. You know, we have a saying, breath by breath, posture by posture, practice by practice, we heal. It all begins with breath as such a grounding agent for how we move forward, how we land. So absolutely, I mean, I don't know to what depth you want to go, but definitely if you're getting body work done, where there can be possibilities of triggers with touch, or touch may release an emotion which can be triggering, or touch may release a thought that can be triggering. Any of the possibilities of how we get triggered. Coming back to breath, oftentimes, not all the time, but for most people, that ability to land into breath and to be connected to breath is incredibly important for regulating oneself. The exception are people who have had trauma associated with breath, and that exists for all kinds of reasons. But other than that, absolutely. So for the person who wrote this question, I would say that when you're getting body work done, see if you can put your awareness into breath. And breath, we can work on breath in terms of I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, and now I'm done with my awareness. Or we can really work on expanding the belly, expanding diaphragmatic breathing. You know, how far down can we get our breath to go, right? We can also pay attention to the quality of that breath, the ease of that breath. Pay attention to the inhale versus the exhale, the length of time. Am I inhaling the same length of time and ease as I'm exhaling? We can pay attention to the pause between inhale and exhale, right? So depending on what's happening for us, if I'm, for example, feeling like all over and I'm focusing on my breath, I will pay attention to every part of that breath. It really deepening into every part, deepening into that place between inhale and exhale where there's a change. There's so much possibility just in that moment alone. So practice breathing, take time out every day just to do nothing but focus on breath, but then bring breath into, like I said, everything. Washing dishes, breathing. Getting craniosacral therapy, breathing. Grocery shopping, breathing. Cooking, breathing. so on and so forth. Huge, 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 huge important piece for how we regulate ourselves. So great question. Keep reading that book, and everybody who hasn't read that book should read that book. It's a great book. I'll be back sooner than the last time, that's for sure. Take good care. Bye-bye.